Hi, my name is Awilda Jimenez. I am the virtual content specialist teacher from PS 386. I've created this teacher-facing video in collaboration with Maria Friedland from the Division of Multilingual Learners. This teacher-facing video focuses on the introduction portion of the Grade 4, Unit 4, Day 1 lesson entitled Unit Launch, Articles of Confederation. Our focus question is, what were the challenges of creating a new nation? And our lesson objective is to explore the Articles of Confederation in order to infer why these articles were effective for 13 separate colonies and ineffective for one United States. Prior to this lesson, it would be beneficial for teachers to download this document called Strength and Weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation, just to build support and build your background knowledge in preparation for the lesson and to help you assess student responses. Also, prior to the lesson, it would be beneficial for students to have a copy of the text from the Passport to Social Studies Unit 4 book. So pages 3 all the way to page 5. And again, these workbook pages are available in about 12 languages. So students can have access to the English version of the text as well as their home language prior to the lesson to give them access to the content. Also, as a reminder, students can have access to rewordify.com where they can copy and paste grade level text and then get a scaffolded version of that text to support their comprehension. And they have the Google Chrome extension Read Aloud, a text-to-speech voice reader that's also helpful for students. So for the introduction, I have included the lyrics to the song What Comes Next from Hamilton. It would be important for students to go over these vocabulary words and understand that this song is written from the point of view of King George after losing the American Revolution. He has a message for America. And before students listen to the song 1 or 2 times, it would be helpful for them to read the lyrics 1 or 2 times and then think about, based on the lyrics, what is King George's message to America? What is he predicting will happen? And then using evidence from the lyrics to support students' ideas. So that can be a quick discussion if you are working with a group of students, or it could be assigned just as questions for students to think about if they are working remotely. And there's the song. And then students can just take down notes as they're listening to the song, or they can use these as questions to discuss as a group. What is King George telling the new United States about leadership? How do you think that being a leader in another country's colony differs from being a leader in an independent nation? So here, it would be really helpful for students to slow down and do this kind of compare and contrast work. Thinking about all they learned in Unit 3, what do they expect would be the difference between living in a colony where a foreign leader, King George, is ruling you versus living in a country where you elected a leader, right? What do they predict those differences would be? Well, they know the differences for, what life was like for colonists when King George was ruling. So that's just an opportunity not only to assess what information they held on to, but also to recall certain things from Unit 3. And then what are they predicting based on keeping in mind all of the things that the colonists wanted? What do they predict living as an independent nation will be like? And then what are some of the first rules and laws that the United States created after winning its freedom from England? Right, so here they're gonna need some of the information from the Passport to Social Studies workbook to complete this question. And finally, here's a timeline of when the Articles of Confederation, how the Articles of Confederation were developed. And then it's important to slow down here, this part where it says the Articles of Confederation are replaced by the US Constitution, which is still used today. Right? So even though the students don't have a lot of background knowledge on the Articles of Confederation yet, they should be able to predict that something wasn't working, right? Because if something is working, you don't have to replace it or make it better. Here, something is not working. So that should give students a preview into the challenges that are going to come in implementing the Articles of Confederation. And one of those challenges was that states had too much power. And so the federal government couldn't get a lot of what it promised to get accomplished done because of this. And that's why they had to revise or change the Articles of Confederation and into the United States Constitution. So that's just some background knowledge that's needed to push students to slow down and think about that. And then students can collaborate. I mean, really the introduction is a great opportunity to engage in rich discussions. Students can collaborate as a whole class or in small groups, in small heterogeneous groups for the introduction of the lesson. That would be really, really helpful for them. And that can be done on Google Classroom or on Zoom or any other platform where students collaborate and have discussions. Thank you.